When I first started, that was my bench over there, and I spent pretty much all day long there, you know, mixing chemicals and trying to come up with new products. I'm a trained chemist, and so yeah, I feel much more comfortable here than in our biological lab or in the greenhouse. So yeah, all of those areas have been a much steeper learning curve for me compared to this lab space. Yeah, this is home, if you will. All of the different types of chemistries that we look at are all sort of coming out of this lab. And, you know, in the end, we end up with a product, our Max line, for example, that looks like this, and then we'll do stability tests within these jars. I think the main focus is to continue to develop products like we have, but then make sure that we're spending enough time in some of these new areas so that we can stay, you know, sort of at the forefront of being innovative and not sort of get left in the dust, if you will. We need to make sure that we're cognizant of what's going on out there and continue to develop new and exciting things as well. We're looking at some new ways to essentially analyze the tissue samples that we get from the various crops and look at the nutrient levels within those crops. And it's not just a critical level that we're starting to look at, we're trying to look at them from this massed balanced approach. And so you need to look at as many different nutrients as you can and how they all relate to each other within a healthy plant that then is going to result in a high yielding crop. We are, you know, really a small company, and I think for us to have such a large research team really speaks volumes for Martin's sort of vision in terms of looking at R&D, looking at new products to help keep us, you know, at the cutting edge of trying to be a micronutrient fertilizer company, but not close the doors and, you know, and really look to see what other opportunities are out there. The goal here was to develop some new types of products that are essentially microbes, and so we're looking at bacteria, fungi, and different types of microbes to see if we can develop products that are going to help plant growth. They have, you know, sort of a handful of different benefits, but the primary ones are for better fertilizer utilization. So they improve the phosphate uptake. Certain ones obviously help with nitrogen fixation, and those are the two key sort of points that the products that are on the market have looked at. We also want to look at abiotic stress and helping plants be able to cope with different types of stresses that is obviously just going to end up with a higher yielding crop. You know, maybe conventional pesticides are not always the best way to go, and looking at something maybe a little bit greener and something that has potential that has really not really been looked at. We're faced with some sort of challenge or unknown every day, and coming up with a solution to the problem is sort of what makes you know, the wheels spin all day long. So that's pretty fun. I love coming to work. When we get to do things like this, it's always exciting to learn. So yeah, it's hard to complain about my job right now, for sure.